Our high school program at Woodinville Montessori School is truly one of a kind. By encouraging our students to explore their passions through a deeply integrated and connected curriculum, we cultivate their love of learning and we help them to develop a strong sense of self. We have high school because that is the culmination of the whole Montessori process. That's when all the values and all the foundational skills they've learned become a part of who they are.
We are really lucky to have found this place. I think the big part for us was we wanted the kids to be challenged according to their abilities and yet be in a very nurturing kind of environment. We saw them excel year after year. So that made the decision easy for us to continue here. What I'm most impressed by is how they connect everything. If they are doing a period in history, then that's what they're covering in literature, then that's what they're covering in art. So they see everything is connected, nothing in isolation. A family that chooses to send their kid here is choosing to have a citizen of the world.
I think it's important is how I would describe it, because we're trying to make connections to the real world with what we learn. All of our teachers always have us learn it within connection to something in our life.
I think my favorite thing is that on top of the actual academics and learning, you also learn through a lot of different experiences, whether that's I'm a part of MMUN or our trips or field trips. I feel like you learn a lot through experience. The teachers like to find lots of different ways to teach us instead of just going out of a book. There's always something interesting and exciting and new going on in our classes.
All of our projects are super open-ended. We're doing a project in Western European literature based on Beowulf and how Beowulf's monsters are based on things that people feared at that time. And what are some modern monsters you could make out of modern fears? It's so incredibly up to what you find interesting.
I think that's part of what Montessori provides. Because they can choose, and they have more input in it, student-led, then they get to discover who they are. If you already know more of what you want to do, then you have a clearer path when you get to college.
And I think in the small classes, their teachers know them really well because they have them for multiple years, and the teachers know what they're capable of and will push them to those levels.
They know you, they can help you, and it's never you're afraid or you can't get help. You always can.
They'll make sure you don't fall through the cracks here, which is great.
They set up their own social goals, their own academic goals with numbers measurable. They're okay, this is something you could be teaching people work with.
I see mature kids that are able to still enjoy life, kids that are very centered, that are able to still, help someone else and be able to care for their community as the whole human being.
The biggest thing for us, watching our kids grow, is that by the time they're, graduating high school, they're pretty comfortable with themselves. So they don't get that insecurity or anxiety going into college. I think it's just a lot more authentic when it comes to knowing themselves and being comfortable. They go on and they thrive. They're ready to take on more, right? They have a lot left and they know what they want to do.
That's exactly what we hoped. And when we saw first graduate, it was this is it. This is why we do what we do.